However, yesterday somebody comes in with one of the rarest coins I've had in a long time. I've had in a load of Cougaran. Yeah, I know. I'm going to show you these now and we'll start talking prices now, but I'll show you what I've had in. I've had Cougaran in, I've had some replica Falkland medals and everything all come in off the same gentleman yesterday. So take a look at these for coins. They are spectacular. Okay, we'll look at all the certificates in the book and that in just a minute. Let's have a look at this. We have got the 50th anniversary 1967 to 2017 Cougaran. Now we've got a full 1 ounce Cougaran here, which is 1 ounce 22 karat gold. We got the 120th Cougaran and we have the 150th Cougaran. Here we have the gold plated African bullion bar with a diamond in it, with a genuine diamond. Now this is a spectacular set, and by spectacular I mean spectacular. Oh, hang on, you can see there on the cover, Cougaran 50th anniversary. Can't open the case. Hang on guys, sorry. If anything's shut on me, I can't open it. Strong magnets. There we go. Sorry about that guys. So anyway, we zoom in there. Look at that diamond right there under the light. Now we're going to have a little look at these certificates. The first one, they've come out of the London Mint. Right, there's only 100 of these sets ever made. Of this is number 50. So you got the 1 ounce 2017 Cougaran. Right, mintage was only 5,000 of the coins. You have the 120th Cougaran and the 150th, and it shows you all the weights there. So effectively we got 36 grams of gold there of 22 karat gold, which is a lot of gold. This is the Ultimate Diamond Edition range, Cougaran 50th anniversary. There you go, from the London Mint office. If we look at the bullion bar, diamond and gold South Africa ingot. The metal is bronze, obviously, with a gold layered in pure gold, and the diamond size is 2mm brilliant cut, 0.03 carats. So we have quite a spectacular set. We have other paperwork as well, the certificates and everything here. We have the case. Obviously we have the set, and then we have the Golden Jubilee Cougaran history book, which is the full history of the Cougaran. This obviously came with the coin as part of the set. Now you'll have a shock your life when I show you some prices on eBay of Cougaran sets and single Cougarans, but this was a spectacular set. Okay, just quickly before we move on, I've done the gold prices for you. For people who don't understand what I talk about when I'm talking about gold prices, I'm not talking about the spot price. The spot price is much higher than what I can actually achieve. The gold prices I achieve are what a smelters will give me. Now, I use Bojangles in Birmingham, and it's jewellers midlands.co.uk. Now their prices today is £990 scrap for a gold Cougaran and £225 for a sovereign. Well, you can see the prices on the screen there. That is the melting price that these will pay you. That's not what they're worth. They're worth another £100 or £200 above that as spot price. This is just what these will pay you for them to take the gold off you in any condition. They actually pay £1 a gram more for resaleable gold, as you can see there. £11.50 per gram. So gold's gone up quite a bit at the moment. 11.50 grams, not bad. It was just over a tenner a few weeks back. But £990 each for the melting value of a gold Cougaran. Okay. So anybody thinking you can buy a gold Cougaran for £500 and £600 on eBay, trust me, you're buying fake, or you're not going to get it. Because you're not going to buy a Cougaran on eBay for less than the scrap value. Okay, I'm going to show you some of the asking prices for Cougarand on eBay and some of the sets, and you have a shock of your life. Here we have the 2017 Cougarand 1 ounce pure gold or fine gold, which is exactly what's part of my set. They're asking 9,000. Excuse me. £9,000 somebody's asking for the Cougarand. Now I've got that Cougarand as part of my set. Underneath there, somebody's selling a 2017 50th anniversary, which is what I got, Cougarand. The difference being they've got a couple of silver coins and that as well, and they've got the half of Cougarand, but I got the full as well. So they got more coins than me there, granted. But some of those are silver. 67 to 17 Cougarand again. You got 3 coin sets, £6,000, 4,500. Now I haven't been able to find mine. Now there's the 2017 Cougarand, right, which is the 1 ounce. 1 ounce. There you go. That's 1 ounce of platinum. That is actually. That's a platinum Cougarand. What have we got underneath? Right. So we've got a gold Cougarand, which is just the 1 ounce gold. There. They want £3,000 again, just for the 1 ounce gold Cougarand. So. Again, 1,700 for the gold Cougarand on his own. Then you come down here, they want 1,215 for a set. And that, as I was going to talk about next, is the gold value. They're not selling them as part of the coin sets or nothing. The gold value of a Cougarand is between £1,000 and £1,100 just for the Cougarand. So there you go. 1 ounce fine gold 2017, £1,145. That's what they sell in the cheapest one there for. And that is scrap value pretty much. By the time you pay eBay fees, you're actually receiving less than scrap value, guys. Okay, I've changed it now to sold listings. Now, someone here has sold just the 2017 1 ounce of gold for the 50th anniversary, which is what I've got my part of my set as, which is £1,700 just for the Cougarand. That is just the big coin on his own, guys. So if I come over to here where I've put them on the shelves, this one coin here they've sold for £1,700 on eBay. There's my asking price. And as you can see, I've got the book, the certificates displayed, and the Cougarand's in there. So that's my asking price of the Cougarand set. And to be honest with you, limited edition to 100 only. That's a pretty fair price. So before I get to saying hello and showing you the rest of the haul, I want to show you today's, I'm going to say star lot, but to be honest with you, it'd be the wrong words because it is such a sad lot. Okay, I went to Splot car boot sale this week, and one of the dealers I know, he's a very good dealer. He buys some absolutely amazing stuff from house clearance and auctions and things, and he pulls up and he pulls this out the car. Now this is a letter from President Ronald Reagan that reads, "The United States..." Let me do this. It'll be better, won't it? "The United States of America honors the memory of Monty D. Jenkins. This certificate is awarded by a grateful nation in recognition of devoted and selfless consecration to the service of our country in the armed forces of the United States." You have to excuse my reading. I struggle with writing, as you know. And here we have a picture of the gentleman. It's not a very good picture. I'll splice in some photographs of this for you. Here we have this is the original letter. This isn't a facsimile of the letter. This embroidery here is done in gold. And then on the back here, I have the original envelope from the White House. The post stamp is dated July the 7th, 1988.
and it was sent to Mr. Christopher Jenkins. Not sure exactly who Mr. Christopher Jenkins is. However, there's an address here that I was able to search, and I've done some research on this, but this wasn't the only thing I found. Obviously, now you'll have this certificate of honor to this gentleman from President Roosevelt, President Reagan, sorry. Now, obviously, there's going to be a lot of these out there, but this wasn't the only thing I had. What I have next is going to bring a tear to your eye, and to be honest with you, shouldn't have been at a car boot sale. This is the hand-embroidered flag that was draped over the coffin while the gentleman was buried. So you have the burial flag, and you have the president letter, the photograph, and the White House letter, the envelope. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this shouldn't have left the family, and it should go back to the family. But from what research I've done, there is no family, and that's how it's probably ended up. But let's be honest, the gentleman lives in Ohio in America, and for his funeral flag and honor certificate to end up in a car boot sale in Cardiff is shocking. This flag is all hand stitched. I'm not opening it. It's been folded as it was, after the service. On the back here, it is fully stamped up for Lane Funeral Homes, dedicated service from the same family since 1885. So you got all the funeral details there on the back. So it is quite a very sad piece of militaria. There was no way I was going to leave her at car boot sale in spot market. I don't care what the price was. Now the dealer actually asked for £150, which is about $220 for the flag and the certificate, which I paid. He didn't come down a penny. I paid the full price. I then paid a further £30, so another $50, to do some research. I had to pay for the research I was getting, and I still didn't get all the research I needed. Let me share with you what I did manage to find. Now, I've paid through a company in America, Instant Checkmate Report. Now, this was the first one I went with, and the gentleman was Monty D. Jenkins. And I need my glasses on again. He was born December the 11th, 1921, and he died between January the 1st and January 31st of 1987. CSA Service Sol. Now, the only thing I can think of that is, well, I don't know what that means, CSA Service Sol. I would assume that's the military, his military career. Come down here, he lived, social security number, issued years, you're right. I issued location Ohio, bear with me. Right, National Archives and Records Administration. So, where are we? Place of enlistment was Hayes, Columbus, Ohio. He was enlisted as a private. Enlistment for the duration of the war or other emergencies, plus 6 months, subject to discretion of the president or otherwise according to law. Civilian occupation, he was a boilermaker. Single without dependents, and he was a standard enlisted man. According to this, he did not have any related people. Contact information. And there's the address there, Ohio, Canfield, 44406, which is what matches up to the letter on here. So I know it's the right gentleman. I have more. Now, I've done a couple. This one was National Archives. So I managed to get his Army serial number, which is across the top there. So I know his serial number. He resided in Ohio. The enlisted on the 18th of March 1943. Enlisted as a private. Branch assigned, no branch assignment. Enlisted, right, we read that bit. Year of birth 1921. Education 2 years of high school. Now the trouble I'm having is I get all this information about the gentleman. I can tell you if he had debts, if he had credit cards, absolutely everything off these searches, but I can't tell you what he actually served in, what force he served in, how long he served for. I paid for 2 reports. I paid on Ancestry and I paid on that Instant Checkmate, both of which promised me is war records. And by war records, all they did was give me the year he enlisted and, you know, the rank he enlisted at. They don't tell me how long he was listed. Nothing. And I've searched and searched and searched. I've tried to find out when he died. Obviously, I know he died. He died in, was it December 1987? Now, I'm trying to find where it said he died, but I'm sure it was December 1987. Something like the 11th of December 87 or something like that. I'll find it now. Now, I've just come back to this one here, and it says Electronic Army Serial Number Merged File, 1938 to 1946 enlistment records in the series World War II Army enlistment records created right in 2002. Document the period of 1938 to 1946. World War II Army enlistment records created, right? National Archive, right? Okay, so I can't find where he actually served, despite paying best part of $50 to 2 different companies that promised the war records. They didn't actually deliver what they promised. All they said was he served. They give me his service number and so forth, but I couldn't find out what regiment or what he served with, whether it was Marines or SAS. Or, I couldn't find none of that. Now, my big question is, he obviously had full military funeral, buried with honours, with the flag and all the rest of it. So was he still serving when he died? Now, if it was the case, he was born in 1921. He died in 1987. So the gentleman would have been 1921. He would have been 66 when he died. Still serving at 66. Now, he would have either been a good rank or was he a diplomat or something like that? But either way, now I know the Iraq conflict was on in the 80s. So did he die in Iraq? I've put out on Facebook asking for some help of other people, and Stan, a friend of mine from the Netherlands, has come back and given me 1 or 2 links to follow up on, which I'm going to do. By the time this video comes out, I might actually know everything about the gentleman. But for now, I'm going to carry on my research. If there's any family out there, of course, they can buy it back off me at cost. I won't make a penny off them. They can have it at the cost. End of.
Now, last week, a lady came into the shop and she said, I've got a train set, old train set, she said, and I'm going to give it to the charity shop. She said, unless you think it's worth something. I said to her, bring it in. I said, I'll have a look. And she said, oh, I can't bring it in, it's too much. Too much for me to carry. So I thought, all right, it's maybe 1 or 2 little boxes, and she don't want to carry them up a town. So anyway, she come back to me this week. I said, come back to me on Tuesday. I said, I'll give you time to sort it out. I said, and I'll come and have a look on Wednesday at the house. She didn't come back Tuesday, and I thought, oh well, never mind. And anyway, she come in the shop Wednesday afternoon and give me her address and said, you still going to call up? I said, yeah, I'll call across now, 4 o'clock when I finish work. And I had the shock of my life. I walked in and there are box upon box upon box of train stuff. Now, I'm not a specialist on trains and railway honour or anything like that. And I said to her plain and simple, I said, well, what you got here is worth hundreds. I said, got to be worth £300, £400, £500, I said, gotta be. I said I certainly wouldn't be giving it to a charity shop. So she asked what I'd be willing to pay. I said comfortably, because as I said, I'm not a specialist, I'm a general dealer. I said I'd comfortably give you a couple of £100 for it. I'd give her £200 for it, and hopefully double my money or maybe a bit more. But if you're a train enthusiast, get ready to be green. Okay, I'm going to have to film in sections, guys, and then splice it together, as I've said, because it's just too much to lay out in my office. So I'm going to start here. We got the Midlander Triang Hornby Model Railway Electric Set, and as you can see, I don't think it's ever been out of the box. It is absolutely mint. Comes boxed. Absolutely beautiful. When you build the track and a little triangle carriage, railways, again boxed. This is quite heavy. What's this? Model B Gauge Master controller. Look at the condition on that. It's absolutely immaculate. Don't know how much they are, but that's not going to be cheap. But I'm going to do some research on this lot anyway tomorrow, and you'll get to see the research. These are the star buys, without a shadow of a doubt. Okay. Don't even know what they all are, but as you can see, they're in beautiful condition. That's a diesel electronic locomotive. This one here is the Princess Royal. Look at the condition on them. This one here, bear with me, don't know what that is. Oh wow, that's heavy. There's a big diesel engine, whatever it is. Absolutely spectacular. Look at that. Move on to the light. Good condition on that. And this entire set is in this condition, guys. Shockingly. What's this one? Locomotive Tender Golden Fleece. Beautiful, beautiful. Still boxed. I think my money's back just there, to be honest with you, if not a profit. We have a Hornby boxed, never out of the box, HM 4000 power controller. Look how clean that is. So that's these few bits for a second, guys. Bear with me. I've got all this to unpack. Box there, box full there, box full there, box full there, box full there, and all those over there. So if you bear with me a second, I'll set another little load up. Okay, so we're going to start off here. I got boxes of track, quite a lot of track, and you can see the condition of it is absolutely mint. The condition of this track, very clean, very pristine, and you know why? Because he's even got the track underlay for it to protect the track. Loads of this track underlay to go under it all. You have come down here, we have all the stuff here for wiring everything up. Don't know what it all is, to be totally honest with you. I haven't got a clue. Points controller. So you got all that. Ready Grass landscape kit. More of this underlay stuff. We come into boxes of, well, all sorts. I don't even know what's in all this. Come across here, there's an entire building or two that he built with all the instructions for the buildings. So that's what he's built. There's a servicing kit, rolls of sky, magazines. We come in here, we have all sorts, cutouts, die cutouts and card cutouts and everything to make things, buildings and all the rest of it. So quite a bit here. I got more engines and things to show you in a minute, guys. I'm just going through the boxes as I get to them. Okay, carrying on now. We come down here, there's more building stuff. These I presume are for the bridges or the elevated track. We have a turntable. This is all triangle stuff, guys. All of this is boxed triangle here. Come down here, you got the buildings, you know, the stations for the engines, all built up. There's a box here of absolutely all sorts. Trains and carriages and old die-cast dinky steps. Don't even know what's in all this. Are they little signals or levers, controllers? That's a boot. So as you can see, a nice little box full there. Again, this Triangle Railways gear here, I don't know what the hell that all of it is, to be honest with you. We come up by here, we have some more carriages. That's a beaut, Royal Mail, Hornby Duplo. This little beautiful signal is really sweet. And that's Hornby again. Some sort of signal box again. More carriages. They even had little controller hats, engine driver, train hats. And signal sticks. It's green, you can go! So they really had a wonderful time. Even up to here, fake grass, never opened out the packet. Got one more big box to show you guys, but oh god, loving this set. I tell you what, if I could have afforded it, I would have kept it and set it up myself and had the fun. But I know absolutely nothing about running a railroad, or building one, or, well, the only thing I'm good at is selling it. Well, I got all this to show you now, guys, and I'm still going through the box. So, most of it speaks for itself. It's all, you know, boxed. It's different types of carriages, different fittings, bridges. The signals are absolutely beautiful, really sweet signals. Look at that. These are all die cast, guys. Everything is die cast. There's carriages galore. Oh, that is quite sweet. With their signals again. It's shocking how much is here. I'm going to pull the rest of it out now in just a second for you to see the rest of it. You'll get to see it all before I pack it away, guys. This little lot here is again more for building the railway. We've got all these split in tracks, lots of them, lots more boxes of track. Don't even know what half of this for. We've got another one of these overpasses with all the signals, absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Half of this stuff, guys, I don't even know what it is for. Obviously it's all for building your model railway and everything. Another little carriage by there. I'm going to open those now, and that's the last of it, guys. Okay, so this is the last of it. I don't know what these are, but there are boxes of them. Spring-loaded plungers, don't know what they're for. But there's all the way along there, in there, there's loads of them. We got these, which are quite sweet, little end of track bumpers. More signals. This is quite nice. It's a little York station. Boxes of all these electronic component things. I don't know what's in them altogether. I don't know what they are. Another, some sort of signal, electronic signal. So as you can see, it's a lot here that I don't know what it is, to be totally honest with you. But I know you train enthusiasts out there saying, well, that's easy. But I don't handle this stuff often, guys.
Now you're going to take a look at, after each of the items. I'm going to put in a little video showing you the items in all their glory, if you like. But we're going to get started. So this is the first. This is 18 karat gold, and it is set with 8 very large rubies. Now I actually took my gem tester with me on the day, and we tried to get an answer on what the stones were, but every time we plugged it into a plug, the plugs weren't working. And I tried about 4 different plugs down in Splot, because it comes with electric on the pillars, and I could not get any of the plugs to work. I don't know whether they turned them off this week or what. But as soon as I come home, I tested it, and I'll splice in the video for you to see the gemstones in just a second. But there's 8 large gemstones, so there's probably 3 or 4 carats. Let's say they're half a carat a piece on these stones, and there's 8 of them, so about 3 or 4 carats of ruby, set in 18 karat gold. It is fully stamped up 18 karat gold in the center, just in there. And this is a lot heavier than you would think. It is in beautiful condition. And that there is over 7 grams of 18 karat gold. Got my scales. There we go. Got my scales. I don't know where I got 7 grams of gold from. $13.3 grams of gold. And gold at the moment is £34 a gram for 18 karat. So that's a lot of money just for this one brooch in scrap value. No, if I was to split it up in the parcel, you wanted £400 just for this brooch. However, that is the gold weight. £34 a gram. 34 times 13.3. It's actually 452. But if you took out the ruby weight, which a smelters would do, you probably £750, £850. Yeah, so it was £900 to the one dealer, bar a fiver, because it was £200 for these two, £400 for the brooch, and then £250 for the watch I'm about to show you. Now, the downside is it's a lady's watch. However, this is a Rolex. It is a genuine Rolex. It is 9 karat solid gold with the original 9 karat solid gold Rolex strap. Oh, yeah. Even the strap is fully stamped up Rolex. 9-carat gold. So it's the original strap, the original case, 9-carat gold. It's not running that I could see. It's going to need a service. I did try winding it and it didn't move. So it's going to be sold needing a service. Either that or I'll put it in and see whether or not my local jeweler can give it a service and get it running, but I'm not going to put it into Rolex to be serviced. But yeah, if it's running, they're asking as much as £1,000 for these on eBay. Okay, so somebody there sold one 2,500 1920s. Again, they're not really the same watch as I got. Bear with me while I look. It has to have the same strap as well, the original Rolex strap. Now, when we looked on the day, these prices did go all the way down to £200. Right, but some people were sold at £300 and £400 without original gold straps. Look at the photo on that, and they've still sold it for £500. Right, well, there's a good example. 9-carat gold Rolex and a 9-carat gold strap or bracelet. It looks original, very similar to what I got, just that's a different shape. Needing service, and that was £475. There's one there, £410, with a leather strap. £375. Rolex 2 to 9-carat gold watch. I wonder if I had the original strap and if I was a 9-carat gold. So you can see the monies these are pulling anyway. Even needing a service. Look at that. No straps at all. £300 for 9-carat gold watch. Anyway, he was asking £350 on the day. And I did actually bid him £250. Purely because you don't know how much it's going to cost to get running. You send this to Rolex, it can cost you £1,000 to get running. Hopefully my local jeweler, who's pretty good and has worked on a few Tissots and things for me in the past, and worked on Breitling I had from the 60s. Hopefully he can work on this and get this serviced. I don't mind investing £100 or so to get it running. And then I'll have a 9-carat gold running watch. Or I'll just list it as it is and let the new buyer get it serviced. I haven't quite decided, but it's absolutely stunning. And that was basically £250 in the parcel. But as I said, this is a $1,300 parcel or £965 parcel today.
I'm going to show you my star lot. I've got more to show you, run-of-the-mill pieces, but I'm going to show you my star lots. Now, I have paid for this pair of items £450 in sterling, which is about $720, somewhere over there, $720. I'm going to show you them now. 2 seconds. Okay, so this is the items we have. Now, before we go any further, I have not done research on them, but I'm going to tell you what I've been told by the dealer, and I trust the dealer very much. So he's a very good, very knowledgeable dealer, and he has the provenance from when he purchased them. So we have a pair of memorials. These were off a massive factory in Germany, and they were brought across, I think it was 1912 or something like that. They stand at 31 inches tall by 25 inches wide. So what are they? They're memorials. They are heavy, hand-forged iron. I'll show you the back in just a second. Look at the thickness on them. They're very heavy. Now, when I purchased them, myself and a couple of other dealers, we were all looking at them. We felt they were quite spectacular. Now, obviously, the blacksmith who's made them has drawn a template and cut them out and hand forged them. You can see they're hand forged, but there are enough differences to know they're not machine made. Like if you look down here at these hammered feathers, if you like, and then come across here, there's a difference on these. This one's got 4 on one on that one. This one over here has just got 3 in that one. So that's enough for there really to tell you that they're not just pressed out of a machine. These are handmade rivets and they've been soldered or welded on the back. If you look down here around the edges, they've been hammered over and finished absolutely beautifully on the wings. These are quite spectacular. Now, there was some debate were they Czech or were they German, and the dealer who purchased them, he told me plain and simple, they were German. He had the provenance of the family that brought them over. Okay, so this is the back of one. You can see there. Now, clearly, it looks like they would have sat on the fence or the gates there and here. I don't know how they would have been secured so they couldn't have been stolen, unless they, they were stolen, and that's how they're here. Yeah. You only got to look down here. You can see all the hammering where it was hand forged and feel it, all bumpy. They're just spectacular. Now we believe they're German, and from at least 1912, possibly earlier. For decorative arts, you find me another pair. I've looked. So as I've said, these are a good size, so I want you to see them up against me. Now, whether they are military, whether they're off a mansion, because I had a quick Google on my phone while I was down there, and what I did find was the two-headed eagle was actually a memorial. It was taken originally from the Romans, but it was adapted by some emperor, and it's been actually a family crest in Germany. So research is needed, but I think they may have a military connection, maybe come off a big military factory or something like that, or certainly something of serious importance. These are commissioned pieces, they're certainly not mass produced. As I say, find me another. £450, let's say $725. I think to the right buyer they're going to be, and they're not going to be able to pass them up. The price isn't going to matter, they're just not going to pass them up. And the condition on them is absolutely amazing.
I went down to Splot Car Boot Sale in Cardiff, and one of my subscribers was down there selling, and he said, I got a couple of things to show you. He'd already sent me some photos a couple of weeks earlier, and one of them was this. Now, I did give you a teaser of it last week. Now, he asked me for some advice on there. He's a trader as well, got his own shop, and I told him exactly what I could, which was everything he knew, which was it was an 18th, 19th century travelling set. Knife, fork and spoon. So, in the meantime, I have done quite a bit of research. Now, this owes me £150 sterling, which is a lot of money. £150, about $220 for a knife, fork, and spoon. Now, the handles of the knife and fork are antler, so antler horn, and obviously steel with white metal collars. Now, the collars are more likely unmarked silver. Now, there is a mark here on the blade. They're in lovely condition. But the one, I'm going to show you the best bit of it now. It's absolutely amazing. So it comes in its original leather case, little traveling case. But the spoon is the prize of the collection. So we have a steamed and twisted horn spoon. It has got a little chip here on the bowl. Now it's engraved very much in the manner of scrimshaw. It's got script all down here. On the back, it's got, at the top, it's got some hearts, again, with lots of script all the way around, and lovers holding hands with a bunch of flowers. So, could be an early version of a love spoon, I don't know. In Wales, we do love spoons where we carve them all out. So, it could have been a wedding gift or something like that. Now, neither myself nor the dealer who sold it to me knew exactly what it was. We just knew it was a really nice early traveling set. I spent about 3 hours, got to be about 2-3 hours, on Google doing some research. And not only did I find out what it was, I actually found the identical. This exact one has been through an auction house, smack bang center of the COVID pandemic, in December of 2020. And I'm going to share that with you now. I found the identical, well, it is this one. They tried to sell it in an auction house previously. Not the buyer I purchased it off, whoever he purchased it off. So here is the traveling set. They've described it as an 18th/19th century continental traveling cutlery set. The knife and fork with steel blades and silver metal collars and antler handles with a horn spoon. The bowl with script reverse decorated with hearts and hands in a leather case with tooled decoration, some rubbing. So that's the description. The estimate was 400 to 500, and it went through on the 4th of December 2020 in Charterhouse Auctioneers. Now, I haven't looked to see whether or not it received any bids or whether it sold. It didn't actually come up with a final price. I actually had to subscribe to get the price of the estimate. I had to do a one-day subscription to get the estimate. But they added in 400 to 500. And to be honest with you, that was very cheap because I was doing some Googling and I looked on Christie's and Sotheby's, and some of these sets were up 800 to 1200. So done quite a bit of research on it. As I say, I spent hours and hours doing research. You can see it's a beautiful, beautiful set. Oh, wrong one. Now, I didn't know any more really than what the auctioneer had put, that it was continental. Yeah, I felt 18th century, not 19th century. However, I have to give a massive, massive thank you to Stan, a friend I've made through my YouTube channel, and he has been ever so kind as to tell me exactly what's wrote on the bowl and deciphered its meaning. So I now know it's German. And if I share with you, I've actually put this up for sale already. And I'll share with you what you've said now because I can't read it. I just can't speak German. There's no point in me even trying. So I have photographed it. I put it up as 18th century German traveling cutlery set, horn, steel and antler. £750 asking price, and descriptions on offer is an 18th/19th century German traveling cutlery set. Skip all that anyway. The spoon, this is the bit. The spoon is engraved with script. The engraving reads as follows. I am not going to try and read that there that I've just highlighted in black, but it describes as life without you is as stressful for me. And it is written in Sutherland, which apparently is a language banned by Hitler. So, beautiful, beautiful set. took a gamble. I took a punt at the £150 sterling, $220-ish, $230, and it's turned out to be an absolute winner. Whether it sells or whether it'll sit on the website forever is another thing. However, I have looked, people are selling 19th century examples when they got a good set like this for £400, £500, £600, no problem at all. So fingers crossed that that turns out okay. I promised you a jackpot, and I'm going to start off with the biggest jackpot of all, and it is something spectacular. I'll tell you how much I paid for it after I show you it. But anyway, actually, before we get there, little introduction. As I said, my name is Walter O'Neill. I own and run Antiques Arena as my own website. If you like anything in the videos or anything, I've got 4,000 items listed, nearly 3,500, 4,000 items listed of the quality of today's video. And it's all on antiquesarena.com. I'm not on eBay, got my own website. Let's go and take a look and check out the website. There's some amazing stuff on there. So we're going to start off with this, which is a very important solid sterling silver ladle. Now this ladle was produced by the renowned Jewish silversmith Lil Pop, if I'm pronouncing that correct or not, and he was active from 1781 to 1833. Now this ladle is huge. I'm not kidding you. I sent a photograph. I'll have a look if I can find the photograph in a minute. It is the length of my arm. It's huge, and the bowl is bigger than my hand. Massive. It weighs 278 grams, 16 inches long, fully hallmarked. I'm going to show you the photos with you in a moment. Now you tell me how a piece of Jewish silver from 1781 is still around. I would have thought most of it would have been destroyed, stolen, melted during the Second World War. It's got some dents in the bowl, as you can see them there. Nothing too major, nothing that couldn't be taken out if they wanted. It's got the monogram of the previous owners. There's the hallmark. You got the Jewish mark there in Lily Pup and the number 12. Now, I didn't recognize this at the car boot sale. I knew it was silver. You could see it was silver a mile off. And when you see that bowl, the interior of that bowl, just glowing gold to do. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. No, they don't waste their time putting that in silver plate. That is spectacular. Okay, it's almost as bright as the day it was done. Now, I've only given this a wipe over. I haven't properly cleaned it. I didn't want to. It was black and tarnished, so I have taken some of it off. Just a quick wipe over. But it is nothing short of breathtaking. Now, for a piece of 18th century Jewish silver to be still around, of this size, is almost unheard of. But to find it outside of a museum, you know, the odds of that are, well, astronomical. And then to find it in a car boot sale in South Wales for £2. That's right, £2. I'm not kidding you, £2. And in today's video, I'm going to show you two outstanding pieces of jewellery that have come off car boot sales.
Okay guys, the first piece I'm going to talk to you about is an absolutely amazing solid 18 karat gold bangle. Now this is a hinged bangle set with sapphires and diamonds in a Victoria flower style. It's got the tongue clasp, figure of 8 safety clasp. I say it's 18 karat gold. It's fully hallmarked London, 1989. The total weight is 17.7 grams. Now, as you know, I've already done a video telling you how I buy my jewellery, which is near enough always as scrap. So this piece would have come in for about £300, £350 thereabouts, depending on scrap at the time of buying it. Now, as you can see, it's got some beautiful diamonds everywhere, and these are all sapphire. The total weight of sapphires, you got the center piece is 0.76 of a carat, so just over 3/4 of a carat, and these little sapphires add up to 0.4 of a carat. The diamonds, there's 38 small diamonds in total. They have a clarity of L2 and a colour of IJ. Now, the jewellery shop I attend, or I did attend, is where are we? A member of the National Association of Goldsmiths. So he's fully qualified to do all the valuations. Now, the full description of the piece is here, telling me exactly. There you go. Let me zoom out on this. There we go. Now it tells me exactly all the different cuts, the oval faceted cuts for this big solitaire of the sapphire, the little round facet cuts, there's 4 of those, come into the 0.4 carats, everything. It gives a full breakdown of every stone, the total weight of the bangle, which was the 17.7 grams, and then we come into the valuation. Now, understanding I've paid £350 give or take what the price of scrap was. £4,068 only. Okay guys, here we have the next piece. Now what we have here is a 18 karat gold yellow metal hollow head open mouth lion head ring. Now I'm going to show you this ring, and to be totally honest with you, the quality is absolutely amazing. I've seen some lion head rings for sale and they don't even come close to this piece. It's got 2 pink stones in the centre. They weren't identified in the valuation. Now I actually thought they may have been pink diamonds or something, but as I say, they haven't been identified. But look at the quality on the head of the lion. Absolutely stunning. It is stamped, as you can see, fully stamped here on the back. And again, here we have hollow head ring. Now, it's not hallmarked, so it's down as not hallmarked because it doesn't have a full set of hallmarks. However, it's stamped 18 karat or 750, and it's also been tested by the jeweller 18 karat. It's a cast and assembled manufacture. And again, we come down to the valuation. Pretty much £2,500 for one ring.
Okay, so let's start off with pretty much my favourite buy of all time. End of. There is no better buy. If you're a petrol head in any description, then these are going to be right up your street. So what have I got here? You can see me there. I'm sat down in Splot car boot sale in Cardiff on Thursday morning, and you can see me sitting on my most recent acquisition. And there are 2 of them. Now, these are substantial. They probably weigh 50, 60 kilos each. They are seriously thick, heavy aluminium. They measure just under 1/2 meter tall by 305 millimeters in diameter. Now, I've yet to figure out what they're off. I'm thinking they're off a ship. Maybe military, but there's no military broad arrow or nothing on them, but I don't think they would be on an engine part. They're just absolutely substantial. They are spectacular. Now, you're probably thinking, what the heck are you going to do with a pair of pistons out of a ship or a massive, massive engine? Now, I've actually put them on a couple of Facebook groups asking for some advice if anybody knows what these are actually off. You should be able to identify what they're off just from the engine size. However, they do come with a serial number. So the serial number there is S325008. And I have searched and searched and searched, and I can't find them. Now, one person did indicate on Facebook that they felt they were from a power station. But I showed about 10 or 15 different dealers at the market these. And they all felt nautical, off a ship or boat. They are absolutely huge. And I took a photo of them this morning at home because I didn't want people to think, oh, you've just done a photo of them at the market. I can't lift them to show you them, although they are just over by there. I might actually lift the laptop to show you them, but I can't actually lift the pistons. They are that heavy. Shipping will be a problem, obviously, but honestly, I don't know what to say other than I am absolutely head over heels in love. If you're a petrol head, you're going to love them. Now, I've got options. I can leave them as they are, all original. I can polish them and put a piece of glass on the top and turn them into coffee tables, which will be absolutely amazing in the home, pair of coffee tables. Or I can have cushions made so they can become garden seats. But I can tell you now, even without cushions, they are seriously comfortable. I was sat on them at the car boot sale, and they're very, very comfortable. Now, what did I pay for them? They didn't come in cheap. Let me see if I can just lift this up just so you can actually see them. I'm in my son's bedroom, I am. So there's the oil lamp I purchased the other day, and there's the 2 pistons. So just for anybody who's doubting whether I bought them or not, no, I paid £210, a little over $300, I think, for the pair of pistons. I don't know how much aluminum is for scrap, but I can tell you now they weigh a ton. I put them in the car, and literally the car was riding on the springs. It was literally down. What I should have done is had him bring them home for me in the van, but when I make a buy that I'm in love with that much, I just want to bring it home myself. I don't want to rely on someone else taking them and bring them home, even though I did trust the gentleman. Absolutely love them. The question is, do I polish them and turn them into coffee tables? Do I leave them original? Or do I turn them into garden seats? As I've said, they cost me £210. I cannot find another pair. I have found people selling a single coffee table for as much as £400 or £500, half the size of them, narrower and smaller. There ain't a pair out there that size that I can find. So really, I can ask what I want and wait for someone to come along who wants them, an interior designer or whoever, and just wait for the right buyer. Now, the odds are I'm going to polish them. I'm going to send them off, have them polished up, absolutely beautiful, so they gleam in, look brand new. I'll take photos of before and after so they can see their originals, and have a piece of glass, circular piece of tempered glass cut for the top, and you could be talking probably £1,000 for the pair of coffee tables, so which will be in about $1,500. That's roughly where I'm probably going to go with them. I'm going to get them polished up, restored, a nice glass top cut for them, and they're going to go up on the website as a pair of piston head coffee tables. I'm going to start off with my star lot. Look how small that is. Fits into your hand. What's in the bag? I'll take some guesses. Well, I can tell you now, I paid £150 for what was in that bag, which is about $220, $225. And I have a little silver fish, articulated fish. So basically, it'll side to side. It is made in such a way you can see all the pins coming down the front, at the back there, and it's the same on the front, which allows all these scales to move, allowing the fish to flap. Now this is of sterling silver, and it has possibly ruby or garnet eyes. Now these are quite special. Now, first of all, the mouth opens there. However, the head also opens to reveal a compartment. And then you pull out this beautiful silver gilt little bowl container. Now, this is for a spice. This is Jewish, or for a Jewish spice. And if I come across... Okay, so these are some of the listings on eBay for these fish. And the spice is, bear with me a second, there's a mim. spice, which is a Judicea spice. Now, these fish are made all over the world for this spice. Some in England, some abroad. Top one there, they're asking £2,082 for. Is a Chester 1903 by Berthold Muller. They're all classed as this Judicea articulated fish spice box. I'm going to show you close-up photographs of the box in just a minute. Now, you can see some of the prices there. £2,000, £1,995, £1,135. A simple spice box there, £1,000, £760, £500. And they will come down into, you know, 200 or 300s. Depending on the quality, the type of fish it is, and everything else. You can see some of these are quite poor quality, and they're still asking big, big money. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's all right to ask it, but do they sell? Now, forget that top one. That is just a big marlin. If you come down here, they've sold this one here just as a Spanish articulated fish with red eyes. However, if you zoom in, you can see there the head is hinged. This is another of the spice boxes, and they got an offer on £511 there. Little crayfish there sold for just under 500, 4 for the crab. Then we come down to the fish. They've actually sold it as an articulated trinket box. It's not. It is actually the spice box, and they had 360, 310, and they do come down again to a couple of £100, 275, 275, 245, and so forth. But you get the idea. They're all crazy, crazy money. But when people are asking this money, and it's not just on eBay, if you go on some private websites, some people are asking 3,000 and 4,000 for some of these fish. I'm going to show you images of the one I have. Now, there is a problem to a degree with the one I have. If you look here, do you see where the X is on the back of the head? That is where I acid test it. It has been acid tested. It is stamped with silver marks. However, I don't recognize them. They're certainly not British. There's the marks on the tails. Well, it looks like a 10 but there, and I'm not even sure what that mark is there. So I don't know the marks, but it is exceptional quality, and it has been acid tested to confirm it is right. And you can see it's a beautiful thing. So that's my first little buy of the day. Stuff like this doesn't even get put on the tables at the car boot sale, and people bring this stuff in for me and offer it to me. And this is already up on the website, and I don't care if you don't sell. It's absolutely beautiful. Love, absolutely love it. Well, what can I say? £150, love it, mind. So it wasn't a cheap little purchase. So I hope you enjoy. It's just a little chat, just a little vlog, and I'm going to start off with my favourite bit. As you know, I got my office back, so I treated myself to a long case clock. It's not just any long case clock. This is a 300-year-old London-made long case clock in the chinoiserie style. I'll share some photos with you. I absolutely love it. I really am in love with this clock. There is the clock in the corner there next to my armchair. You can see we call them grandfather clocks, but it is officially a long case clock. Now, it's in the chinoiserie style, and all that means is that it's English made in the Chinese style. Or at least that's what I believe. And there I am. I just had a photograph done now, reading a book, just loving life in my office, away from the children, being able to work in quiet. Super, super excited. I'll share with you this clock now. It is beautiful, breathtaking. Now, bear in mind, there's all my bubble wrap, this clock is about 300-year-old. It's early 18th century. I love the brasswork. All the movement is there, the pendulum's there, the weights are there, everything. Now, I don't know if it's running. I haven't tried it.
but it is absolutely beautiful. There's the chinoiserie style. Now this has got damage everywhere. If you zoom in here, you can see it's got damage here on the case. It's lost some of the pattern. Same down here. But it is an absolutely gorgeous thing. Absolutely love it. I've done some research as well. Out of curiosity only. This is a clock in the chinoiserie style, exact same pattern, except mine's a bit earlier. This has got the arch at the top and things like that. Slight difference here. This one is 1740, but I think mine is closer to 1700, 1710. By the same maker, Charles Pinkston of London. And this one, I don't know how much it sold for. It was in Sotheby's for 6,000 to 8,000 Australian dollar, which is 3,000 to 4,000 British dollars, pounds. Yeah. And I found another chinoiserie. Again, they've put it down as first quarter of the 18th century. And this one sold for 2,500. Mine is just an ornament. It may run. As I said, I got the pendulum, I got the weights, got the movement complete, the case is complete. I'm just no interest in getting it to run. It is purely just a little present for me to feel good when I'm reading my books in my office. So what do you think of that? Isn't it absolutely stunning? And we picked that up this week. And it's not going nowhere. It's not for sale. I'm going to keep that in my office as an ornament. I don't keep a lot these days, but that's nice. It's got an amazing look to it. Anyway.
Okay, that is £180, guys. As I know, it's not like me. Let's start off with what I consider to be the best. There we have it. It purports to be a 1960s Breitling chronograph or chronomatic. And it is a beautiful watch without a doubt. It's the 808 model. So it's after 1957, I think it was, but we're into the 60s, I believe. But it is a beautiful, beautiful watch with lovely movement and in lovely condition too. So, is it real? Is it fake? Gonna have to find out. I don't like gambling on watches because the fakes can be really good, but this one does look right to me. It looks real quality. So fingers crossed, guys. That's the first piece. I put it on to the Talking Antiques group this morning and just asked for opinions on whether they felt it was right or not, and so far every single person has come back and said yeah, looks a good one. So if that's right, there's all my money back and a decent profit.